you consider yourself rich? I'm talking financially rich, fat wallet stuff. Now, this isn't going to be a rebuke message. I'm not looking to call anyone out. Just looking for you to do a bit of a gut check. Are you rich? Well, your answer is probably no. Seems to be a mentality that's ingrained in our minds that we see ourselves as a baseline. We are normal. Everyone else is different. People with more money than me are rich. Less money are poor. If you actively or subconsciously identify with this thinking, don't feel bad. Just know you're as normal as I am. Whether you are a Christian or not, you probably get angry when you see people with great wealth and feel bad when you see others with less. The farther away from your perceived situation they get, the stronger your opinion may become. Think about how you feel when watching a mega movie star strutting in an outfit that probably costs more than your car, compared to a guy standing on a median at a stoplight holding a handwritten cardboard sign. So again, I ask, are you rich? Think about your bank account for a moment and what's in your wallet. And let's take a couple things into consideration. If the average salary for all workers in the world is roughly about $49 a day, that's about $1,480 a month or about $18,000 a year. That's globally. And many countries fall well below this average. In comparison, more than 19 million Americans are considered to be in the top 1% globally. So let's just look at America. To be in the top 1% in the US, you'd have to earn about $429,000 a year in gross income, and that's before taxes. You need to make almost $180,000 to crack the top 5%, and only $128,000 to be considered in the top 10. And to be in the top 50%, well, that's a measly $35,000. Now, granted, these are 2021 numbers, your current mileage may vary. However, looking at only dollar bills is not the whole story. Many consider themselves rich because they have strong family relationship or strong group of friends. You may feel rich because you have plenty of personal time for hobbies and fun. The term rich is actually relative, it seems. Well, this is the point where I'm supposed to bring up 1 Timothy 6:10, where the love of money is the root of all kinds of evils. It is through this craving that some have wandered away from the faith and pierced themselves with many pangs. But that's not the point I'm working toward. When you get back to the question of, do you consider yourself to be rich? The answer seems to be, depends. There are definitely people with less than me, and there are people with more than I have. I would venture to say the exact same statement can be said about you. But no matter what you think, if I asked you to your face, are you rich? And you were able to respond without sarcasm, you probably would say no if you answered at all, because it is negative in America to be considered rich, just as it's negative to be considered poor. So, are you rich? Well, it depends. So, now I'm going to go ahead and change the question slightly. What if I asked, how rich are you in the spirit? You must realize, if you have accepted Christ into your heart and accepted his power into your life, you are officially in the top 75% in America. If you pray to God daily, you are officially in the top 50%. If you attended a church service once a week, not just on holidays, that puts you in the top 25% wealthy. If you have opened the gospel and read it cover to cover, you may actually be in the top 11% of the richest people in the United States. So a new question now pops up. How stingy are you with sharing your wealth, spiritual wealth? Or are you comfortable with sharing your wealth at all? Would you give a dollar bill to a guy on a street corner just as quickly as you would openly announce that you follow Christ's teachings? If the answer is still, it depends, then maybe it's time to get a new get rich quick scheme. And my plan is simple. It only has 3 steps. Step 1, read the Bible. Read it more. Read it again. Read more today than you did yesterday. Plan to read more tomorrow than you did today. And once you've read a chapter or a meaningful verse, take a moment and actually think about what you read and how it impacts your life. Read the Bible first, but know there's a vast library of Christian authors that are waiting for you. But always, Bible first. Step 2. Talk to somebody about what you've read. There are very few straightforward scriptures that only mean one thing to all people. That is why it's called the living word, because it relates to everyone, no matter where they live. Many times, I have read a scripture and been inspired only to find out someone else didn't get the same thing or was fired up in a different way because of a different life experience that the scripture excited in them. Step 3. Invite and share. This is a tough one. If you talk to someone who doesn't share your faith or is poorer, don't feel you have to have all the answers. Try inviting them to Sunday service. Let the pastor do the heavy lifting. Don't do all the preaching yourself. Just get them in the seats. And if questions come up that you don't feel confident enough to speak about, try saying this sentence and say it the moment you feel out of your depth. Now, I figure this to be the 5th scariest sentence ever uttered, but it is awesome and it is very helpful. Simply say, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. That is why I read my Bible daily and go to church on Sunday. This sentence opens up the door for more conversations about things that you can easily speak about, things that you have read, things that you have heard in church service, personal stuff. Don't make up things, just recall your life experience. And in the meantime, share the growing library of Wednesday inspirationals and Sunday service recordings. There is no reason to do the heavy lifting if somebody has already done the work for us. Just say it. In the end, it really is pretty simple. Building financial wealth involves investing in others to create a return for personal financial interest. Spiritual wealth is built in the other direction. Invest in yourself and grow wealthy by sharing your interests with others. And that's good stuff.